we should cheer you up. But still, it's not, many of you are not cheerful. No, because we have been, ever since this 50% tariffs were raised, both finance and commerce have been working with our industry to mitigate this adverse impact of the tariff. You all remember, we come up with one trade guarantee scheme for exporters. And we also approved more than 4,000 loan applications for that. And we disbursed into more than 300 crores for those industries. I think now with back to 18%, I think our industry can feel a sigh of relief about certainty now. Now, having said that, let me, now my colleagues, both Secretary Expenditure and Secretary DA and Secretary Revenue have mentioned the strong emphasis on infrastructure development and robust allocations on infrastructure, both for central government and the transfers to the state government. Now, the industry naturally require the financial systems to support you. Not just the entire thing you are going to invest is only equity. You also take debt and loans. So for that, we have our banking system is now very robust. I think perhaps all of you heard the Honorable Finance Minister's words on describing the banking system. We are doing, both the public and private sector banks are doing extremely well. We are robust. We have good capital efficient, and our lending is good. We have lent almost about 12% trade growth, and PSB growth is higher, and deposit growth is about 10%. And we are in a good state of affairs on the banking sector. And let me also tell you, for the first time for many years, in fact, the credit growth to MSME sector has reached 17%, which is very, very high. And we always hear the complaint that the credit gap to MSME sectors is widening, which is, in fact, some reports say it will be raised in the 30 to 35 lakh crore. But we are trying to bridge that gap for MSME credit growth. And coming to the one, why I just want to tell you about MSME. I think all of you, or some of you must be belong to this MSME. Now, MSME provide about 60% of total workforce. I think the private sector. I think that all of you know. And 45% of total merchandise exports from India. And without very while services are celebrated for their export, but we should also remember we also export hugely the merchandise to large number of countries. It's not just America alone. America remains our single most important trading partner, but we also export it to large number of countries in the world, and it's a diversified product. So that is very important to support MSMEs. Let me also give you a number. Our the provision coverage ratio (PCR) we call whatever loans we give credit to estate. How much we have actually covered? We have actually now reached about almost 94%. That is very good buffers to cover. So our NPAs declined to last quarter to 0.45. 0.45. This is the lowest ever again. And quarter by quarter we are declining. And so the banks are in a position to provide support to the industry to take up the infrastructure, to complement and partner the government infrastructure spending program, so that we all as a country we can move forward. The other point I would like to touch is it's not related to the budget, but I would like to mention, under the NPS, National Pension Scheme, and Atal Pension Yojana together, now we have reached about 9.2 crore enrollments. In fact, last year it is about 8.5, now we reached 9.2, and it is a good number but we still have important gap left out. Out of the total, out of the total about 61 crore working adult population, we have about 33 crore was actually covered through different kinds of pension products, EPF, NPS, and trust fund base, all kinds of things. And it's about 29 to 30 crore were left out from any social security for the old age. And we need to, as a society, we need to, I think about it. I'm telling you because what Gandhi has said to you, the industry should regard themselves as trustees and servants of the poor. I think Vicky, remember this motto of Gandhi given to you. I hope so. It is your moral responsibility to encourage people who are joining the private sector, working there, to encourage them to join a pension product. A pension product which provides them long-term capital when they retire, and also provides long-term capital to the private sector and public sector to invest on long-term infrastructure projects. These are two benefits. Most of the countries, you remember, small country like Norway, Sweden, they look at their pension funds and look at our pension funds. It's very small. And we have just reached about 16 lakh crore, which is very small given our size of the country. So this is one area I would like industry bodies to work. How do we improve, how do we cover largest number of working adults to a pension product so that at the old age they will not depend on the children or anybody else and they are secure and independent. The third point I would like to mention is, we have announced about a committee, high-level committee to look at banking for Viksit Bharat 2047. The idea is that the needs of Viksit Bharat, to reach Viksit Bharat 2047, the bank credit has to grow tremendously. The current credit growth may not be sufficient. And GDP also has to grow. Bank credit growth and GDP growth are interlinked. I think all of you, many of you may be experts on this. Both are interlinked. Now, unless the bank credit grows, GDP cannot grow because we have provided lending. And what kind of banking structure we need to have? What kind of this structure will have capital? And how do we use that capital deployment? Are some of the issues that the government, we would like the panel to consider. And therefore, we wanted an expert panel to examine all the issues involved, including the bank branches and everything. If new banks are required, license or anything related to the banking sector, we want them to examine so that the government will be able to take a decision on how we actually position banking sector to support the goals of Viksit Bharat. Now I think everybody will be interested. What is the terms of reference? When are we going to have a report and all those things? Who are the chairman members? I think it's too early. We gave an idea. Honorable Finance Minister gave the idea in the budget announced, and we will work out the rest of the details shortly. And we will have a wider consultation with all the stakeholders. We need to consult about the financial ecosystem as well as the banking community, and then of course the industry bodies. Will be touching base with everyone whoever is involved, and while taking these sessions we will finalize what you are, and then hopefully we'll have a roadmap to how to take the banking sector to fulfill the aspirations of Viksit Bharat. With these words, I once again thank Vicky and Anant and Jyoti for inviting me, and to all of you for being very patient here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for insights on strengthening the financial sector, and I think in particular the pension fund idea that you gave is worth mulling over for the private sector. With this, I'll